How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with The Movie Castle, and today I'm really excited because we're going to be talking about the new issue of Creepshow. This is number 3, and it's put out by Image, and we got this, of course, because of the Shudder TV series, but this is, and I say it all the time, so much more than just another TV tie-in. It's a real Creepshow comic book, and the novelty of that hasn't worn away yet. I really love that this is a proper series, and they're coming out month to month. It's always something that when I see them on the shelves, I get really excited. Now, I covered the past 2 issues, and issue number 1 I really liked. Issue 2 was good, but I did have some faults with it. But this one is a little better. Not as good as the Halloween story from 1 or Shingo from 1. Those 2 will always be classics. But this is still really fun and a step up from issue 2. We get good classic anthology horror tropes in this one, and 2 really good stories. The first story is called Hair, and it's this barber in a small town, and something is picking off the people in the woods, the hunters and stuff, and he's listening to the patrons in his shop tell stories about it, and it ends on a good bit of what the heck is that imagery, and you start to wonder about a character or 2 and what exactly was going on here. It is a case of horror showing you something big and crazy and not necessarily explaining it, but that might be part of the thing. We also get another one. This one's entitled The Bridge, and The Bridge is about an influencer who goes to a temple in a foreign country and disrespects the rules. And if you're a fan of horror comics, you know the jerk that disrespects tradition is definitely on her way to getting her comeuppance. And I won't spoil what happens in there, but I will say the end bit with what she's going up against is a pretty cool character. I did really like how that one ended as well. And also the art for both stories. That was a surprising thing. 2 artists that I recognized. First story, Hair, we had Francesco Francavilla, who I'm reading Dark Horse is putting out Night of the Ghoul, and I'm covering those issues, and yeah, hey, always good to see that artist, and it is, you know, really cool, especially with the color and all the highlights and stuff. They, you know, big blocks of color, you'll see it in a minute. But also, with The Bridge, Jorge Corona, who is an artist I found kind of recently. For Image, Jorge Corona did The Me You Love in the Dark, a really good sort of ghost romance, but it turns into this whole big thing. Definitely recommend you guys checking out The Me You Love in the Dark. But I just really love Jorge Corona's style. You know, little pointy bits, big curvy lines, a fun bit of abstraction without going too far off the deep end. It really good angular little characters there. Also would do, I think, the latter Big Trouble in Little China comics. So 2 really good artists this time around, and I have to say, this is a fun issue. I definitely would love to see more. The first run of Creepshow comics is going to be 5 issues long, and I'm hoping that we don't have too much time between the first and the second. Maybe give them a month off or something to regroup and get ready, but I really hope that these come out super consistently, because, you know, like I said, it's fun, and if we only got 5, I would be like, at least we got that. But really, with Creepshow, I would love to have a whole long box just full of Creepshow comics. I think I said that in the last video. And this is a fun issue. Classic, tropey anthology horror. You gotta love it. But anyway, without further ado, if you guys want to see more of the book, a little bit of the stories, a little bit of the art, no major spoilers, but if you want to see a closer look, let's go ahead and switch to the close-up camera. Alright, here we are inside the castle, taking a closer look at Creepshow Issue 3. Let's bring it close to the camera, and of course, we get the iconic Creepshow top. Credits up here, image, Skybound, Greg Nicotero, and the Creepshow logo. I probably mentioned it before. The Creepshow logo is quite an interesting mashup. This big red block, obviously a reference to the big solid colored banners that Tales from the Crypt and other EC comics would do, but we also get this logo very reminiscent of Creepy Magazine, and below that we have this issue's cover with the Creepshow ghoul popping out of a treasure chest. I mentioned this before, the covers for this magazine, it don't really have much to do with what actually happens on the inside, but they are the Creepshow ghoul in a bunch of fun scenarios, and he has chains on him. I wonder if he was doing a Houdini thing, or if someone tried to bury him forever. But a fun cover, and I guess let's flip to the back and show you guys next time's cover. I do like that they give you a little preview. There's the A, B, and C, and we see next time there's going to be a bloody axe of some kind. Come out wherever you are, and La Mascara de la Mort. We also have the letters page behind that, and I do want to say in the letters page, Paul Dini actually pops up and leaves a really nice comment, so that's always fun. Anyway, crack open the book, and we see the logo there. Strange, eerie, terrifying. Volume 1, number 3, the November issue. And we see that Hair is written by L. Marlo Francavilla, and the writer and artist, so they both writ it, on only one of them drew it, Francesco Francavilla. So yeah, the same last name there, so I'm wondering how the two know each other. But anyway, we get the bridge below that. Ariela Kristantina is the writer, and Jorge Corona is the artist. And then we get some little preview panels. I really do like the inner page, a good little introduction. And I should mention, too, this back page, which I thought was always saying the same thing, time for a midnight snack. I think that's new, so I think the back page does change its little tagline each time. But anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and take a closer look at the stories. I'm not going to be doing any major spoilers, but I do want to show you guys a little bit of the story and a little bit of the art. Anyway, opening up with Hair, and the story's called Hair because he's a barber, but it's not about killer hair. If you do want to see a killer hair story, look up the John Carpenter anthology Body Bags. There's a fun killer hair story in there. But it talks about how Jimmy the barber lived alone, but every night his friends came to see him, and you're like, oh, that's nice. And then you realize his friends are the local raccoons and possums. So, yeah, not really human friends, but he treats them nice, and it's a good little interesting and different relationship. And then we cut to the town itself, and there's a police car going. These heavy lights, you know, they see this big block of orange here, really does remind me of the art from Night of the Ghoul. But after that, we get a bunch of the people talking, and I guess this takes place a little bit back in time, because they all tend to have a little bit of an old-timey appearance to them. Anyway, we see the barber shop is sort of a place where people will go and all talk to each other, and they start to tell this story that they had heard. And I do like this guy with the newspaper and the glasses kind of glowing. Really cool art there. But the past is, of course, in black and white, which, yeah, Night of the Ghoul also did past segments in black and white, so it's kind of funny how things work out now, don't they? But yeah, this was just a little bit ago. There are these two hunters going in the woods, and they, of course, decide to split up and cover more ground. However, when one of them screams, the other comes back to find that, yeah, his friend has gotten not only murdered, but his whole head's missing, and then a guy comes in with more news, and it turns out a lady was walking her dog, and the dog found another horrible sight. So something is in the woods picking off people in there. And who could it be? The residents don't know. It's a good bit of rumors and speculation. And will you let that stop you, or are you going to still head out into the woods? And I do like this little panel that turns into a speech bubble because he's telling the story. But of course, more is going on here, and there is a fun sequence after the barber closes up, but I won't go any farther because I don't want to spoil, but there is some fun and crazy imagery here. After that, the second story, The Bridge, and I do want to point out this really fun Creepshow ad for their script-to-screen book, the companion novel to the TV show. All these fun characters like the space alien, the werewolf. There's the girl from Mystics of Bali. Is she from the 3rd season? I don't remember her. Oh, and there's the genie. Maybe I'm just forgetting stuff. But anyway, back to what we were talking about. The bridge, there's the Creepshow ghoul relaxing on the beach, and you of course get this diva character and her friends who are running the show, taking care of the business side, getting a guide and learning the language so they can talk to people. And we find that she's having a fight with Dan and, you know, letting all the drama stir up. Now, this is called The Bridge. It really looks like more just a set of steps. I don't see, you'd expect a big panel with like them crossing over a big chasm, but maybe the bridge is more metaphorical. Anyway, she's taking all these pictures, and there's, of course, glowing eyes behind her she doesn't notice, and the guide gives her a warning. You have to be respectful in there. You really should cover up, you know, wear proper garments. Don't just run around in the agent temple in a bikini. But she's going to ignore that. She's going to be too focused on her own personal problems, and of course wind up really annoying her friends, who decide to just leave her in the temple, and yeah, she gets left alone, and all of a sudden the world turns this icy cold blue around her, and she can't find anybody, and now she's stuck, and we see in the reflection of her phone that monster again. So yeah, a really cool image. And plus, I do like this art, you know. She has big glasses. The character that was the main one from the Me You Love in the Dark also did as well. But the fun little abstraction in the artwork there, that really intense eyes close-up panel like a Clint Eastwood movie, I do really like the art. It's a good bit of, you know, a good bit of, you know, expression behind it. So I really do like Corona's art. But yeah, I'm not going to spoil the ending, not going to spoil exactly what that creature wants to do to her, but it is a fun bit of Jerk gets the comeuppance once again. And overall, both these stories are really fun, you know. Doesn't reinvent the wheel when it comes to anthology horror, but is a good bit of, yeah, semi-pulpy fun, though. Still really fun. And definitely would recommend Creepshow. Yeah, issue 1 is still the best, but this is better than issue 2. So I hope that they're all at least this good. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. Now, I'll leave a relevant playlist at the bottom. This should be my Creepshow playlist. I've covered issues 1 and 2 in there, as well as individual season reviews for the first 2 seasons, and I'm working my way through the 3rd one right now, so there's a couple of those out already. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very soon. Creepshow playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.